morning, Dragons. I'm Mr. Salerno, and this is Flame, and we want to welcome you to the News of Camelot. Today's Thursday, May 6th, 2021, and Flame, we have a jam-packed show. And before we get to your friend of Flame, let's take a moment to pause, put our hand on our heart, and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now pause for the moment of silence. Thanks, Dragons. And Flame, the sun is going to rise today at 6:05 in the morning, and it's going to set at 8:06 in the evening. And Dragons, it's Friend of Flame Day, and Flame and I were outside yesterday. We were appreciating all the beauty outside with the birds and the wonderful squirrels that come around the yard, and we came across something on the step, and we said, "Hey, that's a friend of yours." And look at this, Dragons. It's a cicada. It's a cicada, and you might have heard some news that there will be more cicadas coming up from under the ground. Well, those are friends of Flame, and there might be a lot of them that come up at once, not just one or two. We were fortunate to see this one, but there might be a bunch of them that come up out of the ground. But there's one that's coming up through the ground right now, and Flame thought it'd be cool if we showcase some trivia questions to see if you knew anything about cicadas and what they're all about. So we're going to start with our favorite question first. Cicadas, Dragons, are they herbivores, which means they eat only plants? Are they carnivores, which means they eat only meat? Or are they omnivores, which means they eat both plants and meat? What do you think, Flame? You got it. They are herbivores, and the things that they eat are mostly built into the trees or maybe some leaves every now and then. But cicadas, all kinds of cicadas, are herbivores. They are plant eaters. All right, so cicadas. Are they predators, which means they're on the hunt? Are they prey, which means that other animals eat them? Or are they both predator and prey, which means that they can hunt animals and be hunted? And that's right, Flame, you just sort of answered that. If they're herbivores, they can't be predators, so they must be prey. And anything that eats insects is a prey of cicada. So mostly birds around this area, mostly birds, and maybe some little woodland creatures like raccoons and things like that. Cicadas. Are we least concerned about their population, which means there are a bunch of them? Are they threatened, which means they're getting smaller in numbers? Or are they endangered, which means if we're not careful, we might lose them soon? We might lose them soon. And it's a tricky question. It's a very tricky question. That's right, Flame. We're actually least concerned about them. We're in no way losing cicadas to population dearth, because cicadas are all over the place. We just might not see them until every now and then, but they are all around us. So now cicadas, Dragons, cicadas, how long does the average cicada live? How long is the lifespan of an average cicada? Is it 5 weeks? Is it 10 weeks? Or is it 15 weeks? What do you think, Flame? No, I know. Isn't that wild? No, it's 5 weeks. It's only 5 weeks when the cicada comes up from under the ground, lives here on Earth with all the oxygen that's out here, and then either loses its life or gets eaten or sheds and goes back into the ground, its exoskeleton. I thought that was pretty neat. So now, last week, remember our animal last week? What was our animal last week? That's right, the crab. That was fun. So a crab is a type of invertebrate, which means it doesn't have a full backbone, right? It doesn't have a backbone. So a cicada, what will we call this type of invertebrate? Is it a mollusk? Is it a crustacean? Or is it an insect? We know you know this one, Dragons. We know you know this one. That's right. It's an insect. It's an insect, and it is in the invertebrate group. It doesn't have a backbone. And just like its friend the crab, we assume that they're friends, that it is an insect. So now, cicadas have really cool wings. They have these really powerful wings, and these powerful wings, what do they not get rid of? What do they not get rid of? Do they not get rid of bacteria? Do they not get rid of birds? Or do they not get rid of water? And the word we're looking for is repel. So if it gets close enough, it just kind of bounces off. Now, the right answer, dragons, is birds. A bird doesn't come after a cicada and then just kind of like fall off because its wings are so powerful. But it can, if it flaps its wings fast enough, it can repel birds. But if you said birds, you are correct. Naturally, the wings are slick and they get rid of water naturally. If we get fortunate enough to see a cicada close, you'll see that the water droplets, the beads, just kind of fall off and they get rid of all the dirt, which helps them live just a little bit longer. And dragons, cicadas, like we said, there might be a whole bunch of them. They have these red eyes. Red eyes looks like they're coming from another planet because we don't see them that often. So it might seem like we are, once every 17 years. And they're all over the United States. There's this cool map that says that there are different types of cicadas that come up at different times during the year. Cicadas, dragons, they are friends of flame. They are herbivores. And we are very fortunate to see something so phenomenal once every 17 years. So enjoy the experience. Ta-da-da! It's time for the birthday box. But we didn't have any birthdays yesterday. That's kind of rare. Almost like seeing a cicada once every 17 years. But don't worry. Don't worry, dragons. We have a birthday today. And it's Leandro Elver Corrales in 2nd grade. Leandro, that is wonderful. Happy birthday to you, Leandro. And let's check the mail real quick. Yes! Slow Gert, go Gert. It must be from Miss Flaherty. And Miss Flaherty always gives us great information, so pay attention, dragons. Dear Flame, if you happen to see a cicada out at recess, don't worry, it's not going to harm you. You actually might see a lot of cicadas, but just because they make the noises like Mr. Van's lawnmower doesn't mean that they are going to hurt you. It is all part of the outdoor experience, and we are lucky to see something that comes up once in a while. So enjoy your recess experience and have a great time safely. Lots of love, Miss Flaherty. What a great public service announcement from Miss Flaherty. So just because the cicadas are out at recess doesn't mean we have to come inside. It's not that we're in any danger. It's actually just a part of nature. So Miss Flaherty, excellent and very informative announcement. That's very fun. But we also have Better Hearing and Speech. And Better Hearing and Speech takes place today, as it did 2 days ago and yesterday, and all the way through the month of May. So check out these words, dragons. And it's 2 words with 2 words. It's kind of fun. So first, let's check to see if you have communication modalities. And that's different ways that we communicate. And not only that, but if you don't have the strongest hearing, here at Camelot, we have what's called a deaf and hard of hearing preschool, and it's the only preschool in Fairfax County. It's very special, and we have 3 fabulous teachers that run that. And figurative language, and this is a fun one. Figurative language is when we say something and it's not necessarily exactly what it means. Like, so if you said, it's raining cats and dogs, there wouldn't be any cats and dogs like flying out the window. That's bananas. It might be raining cicadas, but not really raining cicadas. We talked about rain yesterday. So if you have these 2 pair of words on your bingo board, check that out, and you might be closer to 5 in a row. And we talked about We Can Do It. We also want to make sure we get our library books in and bringing in those postcards. So we're busy, dragons. We're on the lookout for different insects that are coming our way. We're also making sure that we are checking our bingo boards and our canned goods and our library books. So stay busy, stay active, and stay alert, dragons. You never know what might be coming your direction. So, on behalf of Flame, I'm Mr. Salerno. Have an awesome day today, dragons, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.